Youths, community youths, must be firmly equipped with AK-47, AK-49, and rocket launchers, and any other stronger weapon. Every community, I mean every community.
This video will help Igbo people a lot. I'm doing this video because of my fellow Biafrans. That is why I'm doing this particular video. So after watching this particular video, do not forget to share. Do not forget to like and also comment so that this video can be able to go viral, so that a lot of Igbo brothers and sisters can be able to see this particular video, because this our brother that people are seeing on my screen like this is making a lot of sense. Please do well to share this video. Please share the video. That is the only support you can give me. That is the only thing that I will benefit from you. If you share this video now, a lot of people are going to see the video, and if they watch the video, they will prepare themselves. So I beg, share this particular video, because this is what we're supposed to be doing. Help each other so that these Fulani herdsmen will not invade our land and start buying our brothers and sisters. Share this video, I beg, because it is our time now. It is our duty to do the job. Our parents and our mother cannot do it, so it is our duty now to do the job. Share this video and remain blessed.
We have suffered in the hand of Nigeria and their partners, Britain and the rest of them, for 3 years. And in the end, they give us 20 pounds, seizing all our money in the banks. We know the hell we have been through as a people, and they want to come over again. It is time you spent your money. You millionaire, you billionaire of Igbo extraction. Youths, community youths, must be firmly equipped with AK-47, AK-49, and rocket launchers, and any other stronger weapon. Every community, I mean every community. If it means contributing money, you do that, because these Fulanis, these jihadists are everywhere already. They are in many communities in Igbo land.
In Igbo, just as a House of Rep member, Agocha, called on communities to defend their families and their people.
You have to.
In line with the recent call by the DSS Director General, that each community must mobilize themselves and defend themselves against the terrorists. This is becoming more clearer than living in denial.
They are bringing in more terrorists. More and more terrorists are coming in. And they operate with impunity. They operate with bragado. We must cut them down. And how do we do it? Money must be spent on arms. Not just a bento. Not pump action. AK-47, AK-49 rocket launchers. Look at the militants. Have you seen the militants prepare for war? Those things you see, Igbos must replicate.
The Punch newspaper reports that the dislodged terrorists relocate to Southeastern region. It is quite laughable. That is a big joke. There is nothing like displaced or dislodged terrorists. These are deliberate intentions, deliberate and calculated attempt to overrun the eastern region. Imagine now they can raise these concerns about a decade ago, and eventually some Igbo elites, of course, snubbed him. They make mockery of him. Imagine Namdekane told you that the battle you are avoiding today will be taken to your villages, your communities, to your hamlets, and to your father ancestral homes. Will eventually be overrun. Now, how do you mean that dislodged terrorists relocate to Southeast? It means that Southeast now is a safe haven for them. They have no other place to run. Where were they dislodged? You are telling me that terrorists dislodged all the way from Zamfara, of course, through the forests, eventually find their way into the Southeast. Who, that is so childish. How were they able to beat the multiple military checkpoints? How comes they were not being isolated, of course, and arrested by the security build-ups in the entire eastern region? Is to tell you that these are well planned and orchestrated by certain vested elements whose interest is to overrun the southeastern region. And that calls for concern. Every average Igbo man must wake up now and defend his family and his community, his ancestral homes. Igbo is under siege. The Igbo land is under heavy attack. If this could be reported by the national dailies, we have been hammering on this for several years now. There is need for the people to listen to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. There is need for the people, of course, to build synergies, community after communities, and build vigilante security outlets localized within each community that will protect the community and the forest pets. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu raise all these concerns. This informed the reason why the Eastern Security Network was set up by the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Unfortunately, the disgruntled elements within the southeastern region, the politicians or political class, they fought against this noble cause, noble idea, initiative to protect and safeguard the Eastern Bloc, because this for sure, there is a reliable intelligence that these people are coming after the East. They could possibly consider the West as, of course, as part of their political conquest, of course, and eventually their target is the East. There's nothing like dislodged terrorists. These are terrorists well planned out and sent to the East. Disguise, under the disguise of possibly these are herdsmen, these are cattle rearers or sellers and the rest of them. Through Tipa, through Gongoro and the rest of them. They were conveyed to the East and distributed, of course, at various collection points and entry points. Whereas the people are asleep, all these things are happening. It is well established that these terrorists have encircled almost the entire eastern region, down to the Atlantic. So nobody should come and convince us or confuse us either that these are dislodged terrorists. If they are dislodged, they have better place, they have experts of land within the north to settle. Of course, they have so many camps and strong base in the north. They have just relocated down to the west. And we've seen their actions and antecedents in a matter of few weeks now. So it is a clear indication there is a declaration of war against the Easterners. These people have come prepared, ready, taking the war, taking this battle, of course, to different communities. Unfortunately, most communities are still dozing off. Their President General and the community heads and traditional leaders are still stooge to the politicians. They are still dragging their feet. They are being beclouded by their disillusional, of course, tendencies and incentives they receive from the government. Not knowing that already, if the Yoruba Obas could flee their ancestral homes, flee their Oba palaces, and the dynasty, don't you think that possibly could happen? There could be a replicate of that in the eastern region, in the Igbo predominant region. If caution is not seriously, of course, applied, then the inevitable might definitely happen. For instance, we have heard one of the House Rep member, of course, in the person of Agwacha, reported to have said that the communities must defend their families and their own community. They must rise in the face of these obvious realities. It's not something that must be spoken in silence. Everybody must rise to defend his or herself. If the Nigerian government and the defense headquarters could not guarantee the rescue of a general, a former military spokesperson, who unfortunately ran into these dastard entities, elements, and he was kidnapped by bandits, held hostage within the defined territory known as Nigeria, where he rose to the rank of general. And yet, the military could not come to his rescue. A veteran, a military veteran. Wow, that is quite interesting. What gives you that courage, that, of course, boldness, or that belief that the military can guarantee the safety of ordinary Nigerians? If they could not deploy the arsenal of the state to protect their very own well-treasured general, ended up this way. Unfortunately, of course, the news broke out that this man, unfortunately, has passed on, has passed out in the dungeon of these terrorists. And within the Nigerian terrain, that is quite a very devastating situation. Well, some of the opinion that this general or spokesperson may have defended, of course, the state of insecurity prior to this time, and eventually Nigeria happens to him. It's rather unfortunate development, but people should not learn to live in denial of the obvious realities until they are hit by the same wave, by the same, of course, devastating wave of insecurity. Unfortunately, his victim, he ended up, who could have believed that he would end up in terrorist dungeon as a captive, as a victim of this cruelty, of this state of insecurity. That is life for you. So who is safe in Nigeria if a general could not be saved, or his security could not be guaranteed, or rescue operation could not be carried out to get this man out of the way? Oh, that is a deadly blow. That is a big shame, a big loss, a big embarrassment. A general trapped in terrorist bandits dungeon and was unfortunately traumatized. Oh, what a battle lost. It could happen to anybody. That implies that nobody is safe in Nigeria today. I got a calling for people to, of course, mobilize and defend themselves. It is no longer time to stand on the fence. You are either for the people or you are against them, or you are with the terrorists. And the Fulani are, of course, terrorists or militias, whatever they are called. The obvious realities are staring at us today. In recent past, the DSS Director General, Oluwatosin, of course, called on indigenous community before all these escalations begin to happen, which means he probably may have intelligence that these people are about to embark on massive onslaughts. He warned Nigerians to brace up Nigerian communities for DG, Director General of the DSS, to come out boldly without missing words, asking Nigerians to brace up and defend themselves. I think he has justified, he has cleared his conscience. He understood there could not be any other way out of this except the people stood up, mobilize themselves and defend themselves. If they fail to do that, then they will eventually not fail to become victims of this wickedness. He called out. He even went further to give instances so that it will not appear as if it's just a mere proverbial saying. He went further to buttress his point that while serving, of course, within the north in one of the communities, at the same scenario, the same events and happenings, people, the community were invaded and incessantly, and the people said, no, we have to stand up to defend our life. They prepared for the insurgents invading the community, and unfortunately, there was a backlash. After that, the insurgents, the terrorists, have to stay clear from that community. That is the only way to solve the problem. Many politicians, many governors, many locals or community heads, of course, they went to sleep. They forgot that this was an intelligence report, that the DSS director was raising an alarm. That is an impending catastrophe. That is an impending danger that might possibly hit across different regions of this country. Look at several months down the line, we have seen the level of escalation. We have seen what is happening. So any community who fails to rise to defend themselves must definitely become victims of this cruelty. You've seen what is happening. Nobody can tell you. Schools are targets. Children, of course, in their respective schools are being rounded up and bundled out into the forests. So that is the state of emergency. Of course, the national security have collapsed. That's why the DSS Director General, Oluwatosin, asked Nigerians that this is a state of emergency. You are now to defend yourself. Communities, don't wait for the military, the security operative, the DSS cannot do the magic. They can't be everywhere at the same time or all the time. So it behoves on the communities to take responsibility for their security and their life. I think I give him kudos for having such courage to have confronted this of course, insurgency in that manner. And be sincere that these security operatives who are already becoming victims of the same cruelty cannot guarantee the safety, the security of Nigerian different indigenous communities. You see, there are so many unmanned space territories within Nigeria. How do you expect the military? What is the numerical strength to cover the entire terrain? It is practically impossible for that to happen. So there arises the need for different communities to rise up and defend themselves.